The Boondocks is known for generational faith, and I need to know who the coldest was, so today I'm scientifically breaking down who the strongest characters are based on feats and statements. We'll be using a tier list. S tier is the highest and F tier stands for can't fight, obviously. Now like and subscribe if you end up enjoying, and let's get into it.
F tier.
This tier is really just gonna go to those whose power levels I can't gauge, because there are known knowns and known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. We start with Ed and Rummy, the greatest duo in cartoon history. Listen, I know they was both going to war, but they might be the sorriest vets I've ever seen. We don't ever see them throw actual hands, just enhanced ignorance, shooting, hitting licks and whatnot. Things that show the makings of a great inmate, not a great warrior. These two buffoons had a 3-hour shootout and didn't nobody die. Can't even call them expert marksmen based on that fact alone. Ed was also named Stink Bomb while he was out in the field. That's irrefutable evidence he wasn't putting up no points during his time in the trenches. His only real feat is kidnapping a child, and that doesn't make him an elite fighter still, it just makes him diddy. Alright, I'm slightly capping. In season 3, we find out the impact from a kickball can tear someone to shreds and is powerful enough to cause complete bowel release. Now you think that's just pure hyperbole, but we see one of the Chinese players casually knocking down a full-grown tree, and Ed's able to tank a shot straight to the chest from him, which is high-key a testament to his durability. Still though, they both suck if we just keeping it 100. The closest thing to a fight these two have been in was with Jack Flowers, and Rummy almost dies, and Ed gets the brakes beat off him. Tom Dubois also gotta be F tier. This man dreams of getting his butt taken, presumably often. He has no feats of physical prowess or dominance. All the times he's engaged in physical conflict do not go swimmingly for this man. He's knocked unconscious after taking a kickball to the skull from Ming. Like, bro, you almost 40. Don't let things like this happen to you. Season 2, Cuz get his girl took by Usher, and when trained by a pimp named Slickback, he got beat up by one of his hoes. Tries to open palm Usher Raymond with all the rage and fury in his heart, only to do no damage. This was like watching Pokemon and you hit them with your ultimate move and it just says it's not very effective. Then he almost gets beat to death while his daughter cheers for his assailant. Tom realistically shouldn't even be alive. Like, yeah, he managed to evade the booty warrior with his counter maneuver, tooting it up, but when he finishes him off later in the episode, it's only because a real warrior slipped and fell that Tom's able to pick up this mediocre victory. Tom fought his heart out against Pretty Boy Flizzy in season 4, completely unaware that he was being done a favor. Like, bro, Tom Dubois don't even win verbal altercations. He's pissed for real.
B tier
is made for one man and one man only. Lamilton Taeshawn, and I'm gonna need you to hear me out. He's a fraud. Y'all only hype him up because he does bad things and smokes cigarettes. But last I checked, J. Cole was doing the same thing, and he grew up to be a kind-hearted and apologetic man. So that don't mean nothing to me. Nothing he does is menacing. He's a fat 6-year-old. Anybody driving ignorantly is a concern. Trust me on this. Anyone who beats on an elderly woman is a concern. He's not a real-life problem. You, the person watching this video, could smoke Lamilton Taeshawn if you had just enough hate in your heart and a free Tuesday afternoon at your disposal. Only reason I even got him over the bottom 3 is I know he's at least willing to throw hands, and his durability is off the charts. Cuz survived falling off a school roof with minimal damage. He is the Majin Buu of this verse for sure.
is C tier.
We've got a couple people seated comfortably. I'ma kick it off with the man who handled Lamilton, aka the fundraiser, aka horse choker, aka Riley Escobar. It hurts my heart that I have to admit this, but Riley is not like that for real. He's more committed to violence, more willing to get beat up for the sake of his respect than anyone in the plot. However, if I'm being honest, bro's been getting beat on since the pilot. Riley is not known for putting up points when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. Huey beats him regularly. Granddad has beat him till he pissed himself. He got his chain snatched by Butch Magnus, washed by the Hatocracy, clapped by Stinkmeaner. I mean, the list goes on. That's why I've got Butch ahead of him. Butch Magnus is a known terrorizer with the nickname One Punch Butch, and unlike Lamilton, he's a menace due to his sheer strength and knockout power. Riley gets points for durability because he took several blows from Butch and still was willing to die about his fate after the fact. In front of Butch and Riley is Granddad, who's low-key a dog rough when he's got the belt in his hand on some Thor Mjolnir activity. Low-key, I think he got his belt from Odin because anyone who comes into contact with it automatically gets a power boost. It's nutty. Cuz managed to escape a member of the Hatocracy Hatocracy due to having his belt and high battle IQ. Granddad also has what most of these characters don't have: killer instinct. That man committed murder because his Air Force Ones were stained. He also nearly mauled Tom under the disguise of training. By season 4, his fighting prowess has evolved to heights we've never seen. He's enhanced his mastery with the cane, his stamina is better, and he sharpened his hater abilities, which only makes him even stronger. We know Granddad's reached his final form when you witness him doing image training. I'm telling you, this is the same stuff Gohan and Krillin were doing on the way to Namek.
B tier.
I'm gonna get a smidge controversial. I need y'all to take a deep breath, like the video, and walk with me, team. I'm finna break it down for y'all. Ruckus gotta get placed here. He's the cartoon equivalent of a sleeper build. He's shown immense strength and more competence with a brick than Craig from Friday. Went toe to toe with the entire Hatocracy and somehow managed to live to be racist another day. Ruckus, also while heavily suppressed, managed to go toe to toe with a 300-pound security guard and disposed of him with ease. This fight also showed us a glimpse of Ruckus's advanced interrogation techniques as well. Keeping it 100, the only reason I got Ruckus over everyone we've talked about so far is because of one scene we don't even get to see the end of. Season 2, he goes toe to toe, mano a mano with Huey after Cuz breaks into a movie theater, and Ruckus may have won it somehow. When we cut back to the aftermath, we see Huey and Jasmine have both been caught, and it wouldn't make sense for that to be the case if Huey had packed him up like he was supposed to. Although there could be an explanation for the outcome of this battle that the show doesn't address, which would be like, I don't know, Ruckus brought up the fact Jasmine already got captured and Huey just gives up as a result. That'd be pretty reasonable since neither of the two are damaged, and Huey still wanted his run back at the end of the episode. For the top of B tier, we've got Huey Freeman, the only child prodigy we see throughout the show's existence. He's basically the Kid Sasuke, Kid Goku of this verse. Let's talk about some of his feats. Huey was able to counter a kickball thrown at hypersonic speed with his back turned, and is also shown to be able to kick one with enough force to knock somebody unconscious. By far, the most impressive thing he does is stop a kickball that was kicked so ferociously it fractured his arms, managing to immediately get back on his feet. He might be the greatest to ever do it. Huey also possesses what is known as observation hockey, the ability to sense the power of those around him as well as foresee the future. Before Granddad got put on a stretcher by Stinkmeaner, he pulls Riley out the way because he had a feeling of what was going to occur. When the Hatocracy popped out on bad timing, he immediately tries to evade the situation, sensing their power levels were just too high at this juncture. This same future vision was displayed once more when he foresaw Stinkmeaner coming back from the bowels of hell. On top of all that, Huey's going toe to toe with two White Lotus masters. He took on Bushido Brown, but he was using PEDs during that match. He had the performance enhancer rating glove on, ready to get busy, lost. It was a horrific beating, the likes of which we have never seen until Luna pop out, aka the Kung Fu Wolf, who almost stole this little boy's life in his own home while the rest of his family camped out upstairs. Another L. We don't even really got to talk about what Stinkmeaner and the rest of the Hatocracy did to this 10-year-old. It follows the same pattern. I wanted to put him in A tier or higher, but A and S tier got some unfathomable monsters in there, and Huey just don't got the credibility to be put over any of them.
A tier.
The whole Hatocracy minus Stinkmeaner is occupying A tier. They are an elite fighting force built on hatred and presumably the 7 deadly sins. These filthy, grimy, disgusting old people aren't even trained in martial arts. Their pure detest for joy and serenity enhanced their fighting abilities to superhuman levels, and although they were only in one episode, they went completely undefeated. Only prison could contain these Koreans.
S tier.
We've reached the final level, and there's 3 people we gotta throw in here: Colonel H, Stinkmeaner, Luna, and Bushido Brown. These people is the cream of the crop. When these 3 step on a scene, it's nothing but boots and rectums, handing out whoopings that bring me back to my childhood. Stinkmeaner, when he was alive, would have been an F tier. He couldn't see, he was trash, he was murderized with ease, but when he trained in hell, he studied locked-inerism and came back with unrivaled strength. If he didn't get exercised by the Freemans and Ruckus, he probably would have taken over the the entire world. Like, you know how cold you gotta be to be the baddest in all of hell? Now for Luna and Bushido, this should be pretty obvious. Both of them are masters in White Lotus Kung Fu, the most dangerous martial art in the world, and Luna calls it good exercise, and we don't even hear Bushido mention it. Both of them dog walk, practically left paw prints on Huey, and he's pretty elite. Bushido cleared the Hatocracy Dolo, and when those three unite, they are easily S tier. They only managed to attain victory because he was caught off guard. Pound for pound, these two really the king and queen of sending people to the upper room. Well, team, that's my list for the strongest characters in the Boondocks based on real scientific, analytical insight. I hope y'all enjoyed this because we've built up a nice little catalog of Boondocks videos on the channel. Let me know what the next video should be since I'm still out here reading all the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. I need a nap. Cheers.